I love that the truck industry is about the relationships. I've met hundreds of wonderful people through my career, and the passion that people bring to the truck industry. I've always called it a truck head, right? If you've got a truck head about you, it's just a special connection between what you do, how you do it, the pride in your work. There's just a lot of satisfaction in seeing how what you do affects people's daily lives, whether it's in procuring vehicles, whether it's bringing your goods to market, whatever it is. There's just so many people's lives are touched. I just love that about it.
Welcome to Faces of Fleet, an interview series from Work Truck, where we take a more personal look at the many interesting people in fleet and some of the experiences that helped shape them into who they are today. But before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss an episode. I'm Lauren Fletcher, Executive Editor of Work Truck, and today I'm chatting with Sarah Carlson, Truck Ordering Manager for Element. Sarah's no stranger to fleet, having been with Element, previously GE, for the past 25 years. After going to school to be a mechanic, she joined GE in 1995 as a maintenance call center employee and worked her way up through the ranks in the acquisition departments to become the truck ordering manager, a role she's held since 2013. In addition to her time spent helping truck fleets, she's also been involved in chainsaw racing for the past 10 years. Yep, you heard me right. And don't worry, we'll get a lot more into that part shortly. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
So let's start with some background and get right into the fun stuff. What is chainsaw racing and how on earth did you get involved?
So chainsaw racing is really just a head-to-head race. So two people, one on either side of a log, whoever can make three cuts fastest wins the race. And I got started in it just really because we had a big storm at our house and we had to get a saw. And as we started talking to the community of folks, we started getting more and more involved. Before you know it, we were traveling the country, meeting people, and doing chainsaw racing.
That's awesome. So, what are some of the lessons you've learned doing chainsaw racing that you can bring back into your day-to-day job at Element?
You know, it's a fun community, and just like my job at Element, it's really competitive. In the fleet industry is super competitive. It's also pretty well male dominated. So it means that you've really got to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk in order to survive it. And I think it does also keeps you humble, right? So just because I win a race and I want to be like, yeah, you got beat by a girl, that's not really the good way to win, right? So I always have to remember that there's somebody on the other side of that log that did just get beat by a girl. So
Right, right. How does having a passion outside of work help with this ever difficult concept of a work-life balance?
work-life balance. Does anybody have it anymore? Really, the last 18 months, I think everybody has lost a lot of work-life balance, and it's been tough. But I think getting outside of work and doing something physical instead of mental for me has been a big benefit. So we burn wood to heat our home, and so there's always lots of wood to cut. And the experience that I got in my hobby really made it so that I could be more effective in contributing to that piece of our home.
That's awesome. Has your hobby connected you to potential customers in any way?
You might be surprised, when you work for the largest pure play automotive fleet manager in the world, you connect with all kinds of folks in everything that you do. So, when I'm off to the races, I'm meeting suppliers, I'm meeting clients that just happen to be in oftentimes a state fair or a county fair. And they just want to find out what's going on. And before you know it, we find that connection.
That's great. I want to get to one of those state fairs and check that out myself. So, what advice do you have for those seeking a hobby outside of work to help let off a little steam and get that physical activity?
I think first of all, it really you get just as much into it as you out of it as you put into it. So if you're really willing to actually engage, you'll get a lot out of it. Secondly, do something that makes you feel really good, right? So if you're trying something, maybe try something that you've got a little bit of natural ability for, or that you've been invited to kind of help that door open up. Because it can be intimidating to start something new. But really the big thing for me is I'm always surprised at the level of fellowship that I get when I'm engaging in a new hobby or sport. Whether it's off-road truck driving or chainsawing or cowboy fast draw, there's always something that somebody across the country, all they really want to do is share their passion with you, and that's it's just a great connection.
So, I also know a little bit about your obsession with power wagons. Can you fill us in a little bit more about what that's about?
Yeah, Power Wagons. No, that's a way to make connection with truck folks, right? So, my primary truck is a 1948 Power Wagon, and it tops out at about 50 miles an hour. So, but that doesn't stop me from driving it all over the country. But I love that old truck smell and slowing down and being, just a part of that older era, if you will. And there is a little bit of satisfaction in knowing how to drive a non-synchronized transmission that not everybody can do. So, but really, I just kind of run to town to get ice cream with it. It's not a big work truck, if you will.
Hmm. But it sounds like it helps you enjoy the journey
It does.
as much as the destination.
Absolutely, that is true.
And bringing it all back to fleet, what has been your favorite part of being involved in the fleet industry?
No hesitation at all. It's the people. It's the connections. I love that the truck industry is about the relationships. I've met hundreds of wonderful people through my career, and the passion that people bring to the truck industry. I've always called it a truck head, right? If you've got a truck head about you, it's just a special connection between what you do, how you do it, the pride in your work. There's just a lot of satisfaction in seeing how what you do affects people's daily lives, whether it's in procuring vehicles, whether it's bringing your goods to market, whatever it is. There's just so many people's lives are touched. I just love that about it.
I love it. And that's a big part of why I'm enjoying doing this Faces of Fleet interview series. Cause you're right. The people in this industry, there's just nothing else like it.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me and share a little bit about your crazy fun hobby. For anyone interested in learning more about Element, chainsaw racing, or for more episodes of Faces of Fleet or Truck Chat, check out the links below. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button and comment below to let me know who I should chat with next. Be on the lookout for more episodes of Truck Chat coming soon, where I'll continue to focus on the people and the issues that matter most to work truck things. Thanks, Sarah.